Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for joining me. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at a YouTuber fragrance. This is Cameron Bird from the channel CFR, otherwise known as Carolina Fragrance Reviews. This fragrance is called 2-6 Elixir. I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on it, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I give you my thoughts on 2-6 Elixir by Carolina Fragrance Reviews, or CFR, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews just like this, but also top 10 videos, giveaways, unboxings, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Of course, make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content or if you take something of value from this video. And so Cameron Bird is the face behind Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Some time ago, he made the announcement that he was going to be releasing his own fragrance. This is 2-6 Elixir, and he had a very interesting story of what the inspiration of this fragrance is. I don't want to botch it, and I also don't want to misconstrue the message at all. So I'm going to leave a card to that video up here. Definitely check it out. This is a very affordable fragrance. For this size bottle, I think it was about $35 American. I'm going to leave all of the information down below to where you can check it out. This was not sent to me for review. I'm actually borrowing this fragrance from my good friend Chris over at Casual Fragrances. His channel's information is going to be down below as well. But what initially caught my attention with this one was all of the gourmand and dark notes that are in here. The vanilla, the benzoin, the tobacco, the tonka bean, the cinnamon, the rum. There's a little bit of pink pepper in here as well, and mandarin orange in the opening. But in any case, this sounds like a very warm, rich, decadent fragrance. I've been playing around with it for the past 2 weeks now. I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on the smell and tell you all about this fragrance. Let's start things off with the presentation. So right in the opening, you are going to get those darker tones from the fragrance. And this fragrance immediately reminded me of something that made me kind of fall in love with it. So when I was in college, I used to go with a bunch of friends to this one hookah lounge, which was nearby my house. It has since closed down, but they had so many different flavors of hookah or shisha. And so they had like cherry shisha, they had honey, they had orange, and this has honey, it has orange, and it also has tobacco. And so the combination of all of these ingredients, that thick, honeyed-like mellifluous syrupy quality, kind of reminds me of that syrup-drenched or syrup-suffused hookah that I used to smoke many years ago. I haven't done it for many years, of course, and I don't smoke, but it has all of those interesting elements in there. You have the gourmand qualities from the tonka bean, the vanilla, and the honey, with the cinnamon also adding a little bit of a sweetness to the blend. Of course, you have a little bit of spice in there. The rum accord that is used in here also has a nice bit of spice as well. And you do have some berries in here too. Now, I don't think the types of berries are specified in the note breakdown, but you definitely get this fruity overtone in conjunction with the honey, the vanilla, and some of those other spicy sweet ingredients in the opening. So it opens up very full, very robust, very sort of in your face, but in a pleasant way. So it has a sweetness, it has a spiciness. You give it a chance to dry down, and the sweetness never goes away. It still lingers even several hours into the dry down of the fragrance, but you are going to get some of the more mature tones, like the spices are quite resolute, the tobacco sticks around for a while. You do get some woods, perhaps even a little bit of sandalwood in there, kind of adding to that creamy sweetness of the blend. I'm having a really hard time classifying this one. It reminds me of a fruity fragrance in the opening, and I would feel compelled to classify this one as a fruity fragrance, but it's kind of ambery at the same time with the benzoin and the vanilla. So perhaps a fruity amber, but it's boozy and it goes in this darker direction too. And so in the essence of classification, this is an amber because it does have the vanilla and the benzoin, but it has all of these other dark, sweet, and spicy ingredients to really add much needed flavor to the fragrance. I personally love this one. I think this one is going to be a hit for the colder weather. And so if you're planning on wearing this in the autumn, in the winter time, maybe even on a chilly spring day, I think this one can be pulled off perfectly. There is nothing about it that pushes any boundaries. Like, there's nothing animalic in here. There isn't any birch or cade. There's nothing dark, smoky, brooding, gloomy, gothic, anything like that. But it does have a lot of those really dark and sort of sensual ingredients in there. And if I remember correctly, I think he mentioned it having something to do with bootlegging. And of course, that immediately brings me back to the 1920s, the bootleggers, the moonshine, the bathtub gin, the spices in the rum, fermenting their own alcohol. This is a really interesting blend with an interesting story and an amazing price tag. This fragrance also lasts a very long time. And so if you're in the market for something unique, something that doesn't quite smell like anything else on the market, if I had to make any connection, it would probably be Tabac Color by Christian Dior or 1821 Man-Made Sweet Tobacco Spirits. That's another fragrance that is kind of in the same vein, but this one still stands out with the honey and the berries and those other fruity notes. So I do consider this to be a unique fragrance, and it's one that I think I'm gonna purchase a bottle of in the very near future because I can see myself wearing this quite a bit, especially on the weekend when I'm not gonna be in an office setting, and I can see myself wearing something that's a little bit on the heavier side. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I definitely find this fragrance to be unique. Of course, we have a lot of tobacco and vanilla fragrances on the market. There's Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, 1821 Man-Made Sweet Tobacco Spirits, like I mentioned, Tabac Color by Christian Dior, and it's a very common DNA, even to a certain extent Herod by Parfum de Marly, but there's still something in here with the honey, the spiciness, the fruity notes that makes this one stand out. It attributes a certain sense of uniqueness and originality to the composition, which I really enjoy and appreciate. In terms of the longevity, 10 hours on your skin. This is Extrait de Parfum concentration. You can expect this one to last for a very long time. The projection on this one was also great for the first 2 hours. It radiated beyond an arm's length. I do find this fragrance to be relatively linear. So the way that it starts is pretty much going to be how it dries down, with some exceptions of the tobacco being a little bit more noticeable and perhaps that sweetness quieting down a little bit without ever fully going away. So you can expect this one to not have, you know, the brightest projection in the room, but because it's so base heavy, it does last a long time, and it'll give you a consistent aura or scent cloud around you, which is great. In terms of the versatility on this one, I find it to be versatile. I probably wouldn't wear it in the hotter weather, colder weather only. I think the sweetness would make somebody who's a little bit younger gravitate towards it, but I think it has enough of those dark, spicy rum, tobacco, mature ingredients that would make somebody who's a little bit older gravitate towards it as well. Some people would say that this one leans traditionally masculine. I think it's perfectly unisex, and I think this one can be worn dressed up because of the smell, and also casually because of the price. In terms of the presentation, very simple presentation. I don't think Cameron was going with anything too complex. He wanted to keep the fragrance affordable. That's always been part of his mission statement. So my final verdict on this fragrance is it's awesome. It's a very long-lasting fragrance. It has the complexity that you're looking for. It reminds me of a hookah lounge minus the harsh smoke in the air that lingers and sticks to the curtains and the rug and everything else in the room. It really smells like the raw materials, the honey, the berries, the spices, the cinnamon, the vanilla, the tonka bean. It has so many of my favorite ingredients. I really enjoyed this one. Chris, thank you so much for letting me borrow your bottle for review. And also Cameron, if you do happen to watch this video, I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations. You deserve all of the success that you're getting. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. That has been my fragrance review of 2.6 Elixir by CFR. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, if you are new to this channel and you took something of value from this video, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. All you got to do is click on that red button in the corner. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.